guys, this is my first YouTube video. I'll be doing baseball cards, collectibles, picks, but today we are going to start out with college football top 25 picks. Okay, let's get started. Our first one is Tulsa versus Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State being a 10 seed and Tulsa not ranked. I have to pick Oklahoma State. It's going to be a close game, but Oklahoma State. Alright, our next pick, Ohio State versus Indiana. We're going to go with the big O, Ohio State. Not much to say there. Indiana's a little overrated, but it might be a pretty good game. You never know. And then Washington versus Rutgers. Rutgers is going to get blown out of the water in that one. Washington being an 8 seed and Rutgers almost going defeated one year. But Utah State versus Wisconsin. I gotta pick Wisconsin. I think they're going to do good for themselves this year. Kent State versus Clemson. I think Clemson's a little bit overrated this year. I mean, losing to Deshaun Watson, some of their running backs. But, I mean, they're going to beat Kent State. And then Akron versus Penn State. I got to pick Penn State. I think they're underrated with Trace McSorley and Saquon Barkley. They're going to do good for themselves. Might get to the championship. Next is Maryland versus Texas. That's going to be a really good game to watch. I'm looking forward to that one. But I have to pick Texas in this one, just because of Steve Buechele. I think he's going to do pretty good this year, and their coach, Tom Herman. Next, Bethune-Cookman versus Miami. Most of y'all probably don't know what Bethune-Cookman is. I don't know. And I know what Miami's just going to blow them out of the water. They're not a great football school. I think they're pretty good at basketball. I've seen them make it to the championship a couple of times, but UTEP versus Oklahoma. Gotta pick Oklahoma, Baker Mayfield. Gotta be a good run for Oklahoma. Now, Michigan versus Florida. Now that is a top 20 game right there. 17 versus 11 seed, Michigan being the 11 seed, Florida the 17 seed. I really like Michigan this one. Their defense, they pounded in with Jim Harbaugh and quarterback, what's his name? Welton Spate. Sorry about that. And now we have South Florida versus Stony Brook. That one, South Florida's going to blow them out of water, especially with Charlie Strong going there this year. I mean, their first game was very good. I like South Florida. Alright. Western Michigan versus USC. I gotta pick USC. I think they're a little bit overrated, but they're gonna beat Western Michigan, especially with their star running back being out. Now, Appalachian State versus Georgia. That one's gonna be. App State can make it a game. They can. So, might be kind of interesting to watch. And then Central Arkansas versus Kansas State. Kansas State's gonna blow them out. I think that K-State's gonna have a pretty good year this year. And go Cats. Alright. Next, we have Georgia Southern versus Auburn. I gotta pick Auburn. I think they're overrated this year. They've always been overrated, and then they drop out of top 25. They're number 12 this year, so I gotta go with Auburn. Louisville versus Purdue. Gotta be a really good game. Lamar Jackson's got a little bit bigger for Louisville. I think he's going to do real well for himself. He's worked on his passing. I think he's going to be a pretty big weapon this year. BYU versus LSU. I got to pick LSU. BYU is going to make it a game, I think. But you got to pick LSU in this situation. Montana State versus Washington State. I got to go with Washington State, them being the number 24 seed. And Montana State. That's not at all in the mix. And then we have Tennessee versus Georgia Tech. It's going to be a real good game. I have to pick Tennessee. They've always been the comeback kids. And I don't think Georgia Tech is going to win this game. Next, this one is going to be a game that I wish I could cover. But I'm going to do Bama and Florida State. We'll get to that in a minute. But West Virginia and Virginia Tech. I gotta pick West Virginia. I mean, it's a 21 seed versus a 22 seed, West Virginia being the 22 seed and Virginia Tech the 21 seed. But it's going to be a really good game to watch. I'll be watching it here at our home. But that's going to be a really good game and one to watch. And then here's our main event, Alabama versus Florida State. Now, it's a 1 seed versus a 3 seed. I mean, lots of people think Bama's going to win. I think Florida State is better than Ohio State this year. In the rankings, I mean, Florida State being number 3, Ohio State being number 2. But anyway, let's focus on Alabama. They have a great coach, champion coach. They have Jalen Hurts coming back. An always excellent defense. But they've lost some guys on that defense. I got to go with Florida State, though. I think they're going to upset them. I really think them and Penn State are going to be 2 really good teams this year that I think will be in the championship mix. So, I hope y'all enjoyed watching this edition of college football top 25 picks. Slap that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. All y'all people out there, have a good day.